I want to go ahead and move on to my second guest, Patty O'Leary. She is the CEO of the Children's Cancer Center. She's driven to help children and their families succeed, and she's been working to fulfill this calling for decades. For 10 years, she owned Huntington Learning Centers, an accredited school which offers both remedial and enrichment services to students. Now, as the Chief Operating Officer of the Children's Cancer Center, this mother of two ensures that families dealing with cancer or life-threatening blood disorders receive the emotional, educational, and financial support that they need to cope. Patty, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jamie, for having me.
Thank you very much for coming on. So tell me a little bit more about yourself and your organization.
Okay, well, I am going on my 5th year of being the COO of the Children's Cancer Center, and as you had stated, I really started my professional career as an educator, both teaching in the classroom and out of the classroom, and then being part of a franchised opportunity where I could interact with the kids but be the franchise owner of that organization. After selling my business, I had a desire to just do good in our own community, and my path crossed with the Children's Cancer Center that has been in the Tampa Bay community for 40 years. So,
yeah, elaborate more on the history of the Children's Cancer Center, if you would.
Sure. I mean, it's pretty endearing when you think about it. It was 40 years ago that a local family here lost their daughter to pediatric cancer. They were, I would say they were a very philanthropic, well-off family, so they didn't face financial challenges, and they recognized that although Tampa had great medical services, they as a family, including their daughter Helen, she was very isolated through her journey. You know, she didn't get to interact with many other children. They as parents became very isolated to their social groups and their social surroundings. So given that, they were fortunate enough to cross paths with one of only 3 female HEMAC doctors in the whole state of Florida.
No, HEMAC, what is that exactly?
HEMOC, I'm sorry, it's HEMOC. Hematology oncology is an area of medicine that physicians specialize in when they work with children that are not only battling cancer, but again, those life-threatening blood disorders. A life-threatening blood disorder can be complicated, but most people are most familiar with like hemophilia would qualify. A very large population of individuals suffering from blood disorders is the sickle cell community. So those are 2 of our largest communities. So Dr. Jan Giudice, very young in her career, was a HEMOC physician here in the Tampa Bay area. She crossed paths with the Burnett family who had lost their daughter, and together they envisioned an organization that would specialize in dealing with families' immediate needs. So if a family is in financial distress, they have a place to turn to. There's a lot of emotional challenges that a family is faced with. That's an entire family. And then by all means, one of the biggest platforms is education, really giving these families the tools to learn how to cope and readjust to something that has really turned their lives upside down.
Now, what is the reach of the Children's Cancer Center? Is this local, regional, statewide? What is the reach?
It's local over 5 counties. Okay. So for any child that is serviced by a Tampa Bay hospital, they are entitled to our services. So we have 24 support programs that, of course, are free of charge to the families. And so mainly the 5 counties, we have a little over 900 families in our database. But it wouldn't be uncommon that a child, let's say from New York, needed to go through their protocol treatment plan here at All Children's or St. Joe's, and they would then therefore be eligible for our services.
Patty, how many families are you serving at the moment, like active families?
Active families, Stella, right now is close to 900, or I'd say slightly over 900 families, and that's a large number. So just to help clarify, it doesn't mean that 900 individuals walk through our building on a daily basis, but they are eligible for services. So a service may be as involved as meeting with that family on a weekly basis for counseling, or they're attending our evening support groups. But on the other end of the spectrum, it just may be that they take advantage of Ticket Bank. Ticket Bank is where individuals in the community can donate tickets to shows or the theater or a sporting event. And it wouldn't be on that family's radar to purchase tickets or to take the time maybe away from their daily lives to attend an event. But that's what we're doing. We're encouraging them to stay together as a family, to be involved, to allow the siblings to experience positive experiences. So there's where those numbers, Stella, get larger. You know, they may just come to an event once a year, but they are in our database and we are touching their lives and hopefully making an impact.
That's beautiful. And, you know, as you know, I've been a volunteer at the Children's Cancer Center for a while, and I started with the evening support groups. Can you elaborate? Because it is, as a volunteer, I know it's an incredible experience to be able to spend that time with the families and the children. So can you tell the audience what are the evening support groups?
Sure. An example or a visual. Maybe I'll give you a visual of what an evening support group would look like. Stella would be a very active volunteer on our oncology evening support groups. Oncology are kids that are actively on treatment for cancer. When those kids and families come on a Thursday evening, the first hour is pretty much really like going to a family member's home. That's what it should really feel like. They can leave their troubles behind. It's an environment that's conducive to their needs. So they come in the first hour, we have dinner together, family style buffet dinner. They come in with their parents, the kids on treatment, brothers and sisters. Their immediate family is what this is designed for. A local business will always donate a meal. A huge supporter is Casper, McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A will always provide some sort of a meal. The family will eat for the first hour. And then within that second hour of a support group, the parents retreat so that they can have facilitated group. And group for the parents may mean just talking to one another and sharing. That's really where they get some of their best ideas and most of their comfort from someone who's going through the same journey. And then as far as the kids are concerned, as Stella knows, it's all out bedlam. You would not know that these kids were sick if they weren't bald and had a port or potentially some sort of physical marking, because they just want to be kids. And so our volunteer base, along with our staff, there is anything from art therapy to music therapy to just dancing and running and playing pool and playing on the sport court. And that's really where we came up with the term, kids need more than medicine to be well. And that's a big part of what we're giving them is their childhood back.
Okay, hold that thought. I got to take a quick break. But coming back, I want to talk about some of the events that you've got coming up. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WHNZ, WHNZ. Back in a moment.
Since opening its doors 120 years ago, Stewart Title Company has established a lasting legacy of providing professional title services. Even other title insurance companies know Stewart Title Company because they do their actual underwriting for them. Stewart is here to provide a wide range of resources to help improve any real estate transaction. To learn more about protecting yourself against hidden title hazards that may threaten your financial investment, call Melissa Stoddard at 813-431-8025. That's 813-431-8025. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Thinking about buying a home? Find out how the HUD Home Store can help you. Visit HUDHomestore.com. Look at HUD homes available for sale near you or nationwide. Why HUD Home Store? HUD will pay up to 3% of the buyer's closing cost. The price of the home is based on an FHA as-is appraisal, which is already completed, saving you an average of $400. And there is an owner-occupant priority bidding period during the first 30 days. Want to know more? Visit HUDHomestore.com.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody. Thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WHNZ, WHNZ. I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate markets. We've been talking here in the second half of the show with Patty O'Leary. She's the CEO of the Children's Cancer Center. And I want to go ahead and talk about some of the events, the fundraising events, because you're a nonprofit organization. It's a 501c3, am I correct?
Correct, Jamie.
Okay. And so obviously you get all your money through donations and grants and things of that nature. You got some events coming up, the third annual Fall Stampede and the Wine and Women in Shoes. Tell me a little bit about these events.
We have two great events. The first one that's coming up is on September 27th, and that is our September Stampede. We do this in September because that's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We partner with Chick-fil-A. They're our title sponsor. We do it out in lovely Curtis Hickson Park. In our first year, we had 800 runners. In our second year, we had over 1,000 runners. So that's whether you're a novice or you're an elite runner. It's a great afternoon for the family. It's actually morning, I should say, not afternoon, but we have 22 of the Chick-fil-A cars that will race alongside of you. We have the kids on treatment that cheer you along the route. It goes right along the waterfront there. There's Chick-fil-A provides food for all runners.
I was going to say, I'd go there just for the Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I love that place.
You're not kidding. It's really a good time. We have Family Fun Zone. We have every sports team's mascots come out, and they have a race. So you can choose your favorite mascot, whether that's Raymond, obviously, or the Bucks mascot. It's a great afternoon, and as you said, that's clearly how we raise funds to support these families.
And you also have a Wine, Women, and Shoes. How does that work?
Stella, maybe Stella can tell us. Stella is, we're coaching Stella, or begging, I should say, to be one of the chairs of our Wine, Women, and Shoes event. So maybe Stella was participatory in it last year. It's an amazing event for women.
Oh, yes. So I guess I was happened to get into it at a time where I wanted to reconnect with the Children's Cancer Center, and that event happened. And it's just a perfect event for women. We are all gathering together, and we're talking about shoes and clothes and sipping wine. There's a beautiful fashion show. So I'm talking about, that was back in 2013. It's happening at the Renaissance Hotel. It's in November. And do you have the exact date, Patty, at all?
I do. It's on November 20th. And as Stella said, it's very unique. It's really like the ultimate girls' night out. Right. It is for women only, and you get catered and waited on by some of Tampa's elite, handsome men, and they are walking around with displaying shoes and champagne on trays. We have 20 vintners coming from all over the United States and 20 vendors, so you can shop boutiques you might not get to shop here in Tampa Bay. And as Stella said, there's a fashion show and food. It's really a wonderful evening for women to get out and support the mission.
And is it just a fee to attend? Is that all that's involved? You pay a ticket fee, I guess.
You do. You buy your tickets online only. And last year, I'm pleased to say, though, that we had to shut the event down due to the overwhelming desire to attend. So you purchase your ticket online at Wine, Women, and Shoes, Tampa. You can go right to our microsite. And your ticket price includes all of your wine tasting and your champagne for the evening and the fashion show. So, and the ability to shop these boutiques.
And how many? Go ahead, Stella.
Yes, and I'd like to mention as well that we are looking for sponsors for the event. I have to say, one of my favorite sponsorship is that this is a women event. Men are allowed to come to serve us, and they come. We call them the soul men as references to shoes, and they come and sponsor themselves to have the pleasure to come and serve us wine and champagne and look after us all night. So I have to say that's one of my favorite sponsorships.
And how long have you been doing this event? Is this the second year?
This is only our second year.
Okay, because I remember, I think you were talking about this earlier, Stella, and so very interesting idea as well. How is the Children's Cancer Center, or is it affiliated with Moffitt Cancer Center? Is there any affiliation between the two, or no?
Well, there was. Originally, the Children's Cancer Center operated, Jimmy, right out of Moffitt. That's, when Moffitt first opened its doors, they worked with pediatrics. 11 years ago, when Moffitt changed their platform, Moffitt no longer treats pediatrics. So therefore, the relationship is non-existent only because we don't share patients or clients per se. So we work directly with all children's, St. Joe's, and Tampa General. Those are where the children are actually being treated, and then they're directly referred to us upon diagnosis.
Okay, so now if you have a children that unfortunately has been diagnosed with a blood disorder or cancer, they reach out to the Children's Cancer Center for support. Is there fees for service? Is this covered through insurance, or how does all that work?
Actually, 100% of all their services are free to the families, and how that is supported is through our fundraising efforts and grants.
There is no fees or anything.
There is no fees, right.
Want to make that clear and stuff to the audience who may be going through an event such as this. And you have a lot of programs to get people involved. I was looking at your website, Big Buddy Mentoring. Tell me a little bit about some of these programs, such as Big Buddy Mentoring.
Sure. The Big Buddy Mentoring is really special to me because although the focus needs to be on that diagnosed child, we have to remember there's other kids oftentimes in that household and in that family. So we, the Children's Cancer Center, partner with USF second-year medical students, and those medical students mentor through a Big Buddy program a sibling of a diagnosed patient. So that sibling gets to have some one-on-one time outside of their household with somebody that they can relate to and connect with, and they can do the things they want to do. It could be as elaborate as going to a lightning game. It might just be having coffee and talking. And so that's really special to us because it really, Jamie, is about the whole family. Our support programs are designed for mothers, fathers, and siblings.
Yeah, I can imagine as, a sibling, it's probably difficult to cope, especially when they're still developing just, as a person in general, to have a sibling, diagnosed, with, cancer or a blood disorder. And so that's a great program, that's offered through the Children's Cancer Center. And you have a number of other programs as well, camps, holiday adopt a family, teen groups. Any of these you'd like to elaborate on?
Sure. You know what? Maybe holiday adopt a family, although December and Christmas seems far off, it's really not. And this is unique because anybody in the community can get involved. As a family or an individual, you can actually have the opportunity to adopt a family for the holidays. And again, it doesn't always mean that family is in financial distress. It may mean that a week before the holidays, they were diagnosed and their world is upside down. And the last thing they have time for or emotionally are thinking about is holiday shopping. And so you connect with the center, you call us directly, we'll put you in charge of the director of that program, and whether you're a business or an individual family, it's really a very special thing to adopt a family and offer them the holiday of a lifetime, and then in turn you really get to see who that family is, and there's definitely that emotional connection that sometimes isn't available when you're working with a nonprofit organization.
How many volunteers would you say you have at any given time?
Well, it's vast, but in order for us to operate, we have to regularly have a minimum of about 100 volunteers, but that doesn't include like special events and fundraising events. Someone may just want to get involved on that level, but regularly keeping our programs active, we need 100.
Okay. And how can people get involved, with the Cancer Center? I mean, if I'm interested, what are some of the things we can do?
You can go directly to our website at www.childrenscancercenter.org, and you can get involved either as a volunteer. You can get involved, obviously, by sponsoring some of our fundraising events. We have numerous ways, and on the website, it will take you through and navigate you with what's the appropriate fit for you.
Yeah, I noticed, you can host an event. You also have internships available as well, I saw.
We do. We have internships, and those range from, we're a unique organization that we have internships for people that are business-minded, from that marketing, fundraising, development side, to people that are child life specialists, social workers, counselors. So it's both mainly medical and business. Okay.
And real quick here before we have to go off the air, how can people listening get in touch with you personally off the air if they're interested?
Sure. Jamie, they can reach me directly at 813-380-6726, and all my information is located on our website.
What's the website address, please?
www.childrenscancercenter.org.
All right. Well, I greatly appreciate you coming on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. That was Patty O'Leary. She is the CEO of the Children's Cancer Center. So, Patty, thank you again very much for coming on the show and a lot of great information. I wish you the best of luck with the Children's Cancer Center. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening again to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 WINS WHNZ. You'll find my show on every Mondays at noon, so I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Off air, you can get me at my website, tampabayradio.com, where you can find all of my prior shows via the show info tab. And you can also search all of my real estate listings, as I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker here in the Tampa region, and I am a bank-owned foreclosure specialist, so you can find a lot of great deals as I list many properties. So again, I invite you over to tampabayradio.com. Hope everybody has a great week, and hopefully America can pull out this next game against Germany here this week. And we'll see you again here next Monday at noon on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Have a great week, everybody.